This section is about outside things. This is the sign for buildings. Now practice the sign for buildings. This is the sign for cloud. Now practice the sign for cloud. This is the sign for flag. Now practice the sign for flag. This is the sign for flower. Now practice the sign for flower. This is the sign for grass. Now practice the sign for grass. This is the sign for moon. Now practice the sign for moon. This is the sign for rain. Now practice the sign for rain. This is the sign for rock. Now practice the sign for rock. This is the sign for sandbox. Now practice the sign for sandbox. This is the sign for slide. Now practice the sign for slide. This is the sign for snow. Now practice the sign for snow. This is the sign for star. Now practice the sign for star. This is the sign for street. Now practice the sign for street. This is the sign for sun. Now practice the sign for sun. This is the sign for swing. Now practice the sign for swing. This is the sign for tree. Now practice the sign for tree. This is the sign for wind. Now practice the sign for wind.